Hello, friends. Welcome back to our subject ABM 3612. So, student, in this subject, up to the last lecture, we have finished two practicals. The first one was on the process of research, and second one was sources of data. So, in last practical, we already gone through the sources of data. As we discussed, there are two types of data: primary data and secondary data. And in a primary data, there are different methods or sources to data collection. That may be the questionnaire, schedule, that may be the observation, that may be the case study, or so on. There are so that may be the panel, there may be the interview. There are so many techniques which we implement in data collection. So another one, that was secondary data. In secondary data, we take a second hand data which is published or unpublished form, but which is not collected by us, it is collected by somebody else, and we use that data which gone through the statistical process. So that was about our second practical of market survey and price analysis. Then now the we are going to discuss our third exercise, that is on conducting the interview for market survey. So as we discussed in last exercise, the interview was one of the method of primary data collection. So in that session we already discussed there are so many types of interview. That may be the structured, unstructured, that may be the telephonic, that may be the focus, or that may be there are so many types. There may be the telephonic interview, there may be the one to one interview, there may be the panel interview, or that may be the series of interview. So there are so many types of interview. But in again we have the new exercise on conducting interview. So we're going to discuss in short about the interview, conducting interview for market survey. So interview is an art and one learn it by experience. So interviewing is an art, and by experience person get enriched to how to conduct an interview. Even though if we are facing so many interviews, then we also come to know how to give answers in an interview, how to give our how to put our opinion in front of the panel. So through experience everybody can learn about the interview. So while conducting the interview, the following point that should be considered. The first one, interviewer must plan in advance and should fully know the problem under consideration. So interview must be planned in advance. It is a very important terms. If we have to conduct an interview, so we should plan in advance. You should make a schedule when we going to conduct, at what date, on which day, what will be the time, what will be the time for each interview, then where we going to conduct, arrangement of our facilities, that may be the computer. If we are having some technical to check some technical knowledge, then we have to make arrangement of some computers, laptop, then arrangement of all the waiting area, sitting area. So all those have be pre-planned. Everything should be planned in advance. And the person who going to conduct an interview, he should know the detail about that interview. For what he going to take a interview, what will be the position in a market, he should know what is a problem of their research, what for what purpose he is conducting the interview, and what is his problem statement for which he is going to conduct a interview. Even though that person who's going to conduct an interview, he should know, or he should have a knowledge of the daily routine of the interviews in a essential. So the person who going to conduct an interview, he should know or he should have a basic knowledge about daily routine. Then interviewers approach must be friendly and informal. Initially, friendly greetings in accordance with cultural pattern of the interview should be exchanged, and then the purpose of the interview should be explained. So when the interviewer is going to conduct an interview, his approach should be friendly. He should informally introduce himself. He should be greetings in a good way that he can reduce the anxiety about the interviewee. So initially he should be greet that person. He should be friendly to the person, and he should explain what will be the pattern and purpose of the interview to the interviewee. All possible efforts should be made to establish proper rapport with the interview. People are motivated to communicate when the atmosphere is favorable. So interview should be in such a way that the interviewer should promote a interview. He should motivate the interviewee that he should give answer. Otherwise, if he create a fear in the mind of interview, then he will not get a proper answer, and obviously it will affect on a performance of that person. So if we required all the answers of our question which we going to analyze for our further research, we should create that rapport with the interview, and then we can create a favorable environment, and in that we should motivate the interview, and then we'll can get answers. Then interviewer must know that ability to listen with understanding, respect the curiosity and communication, and hence must act accordingly during the interview. For all this, the interviewer must be intelligent, must be a man with self restraint and self discipline. So person who is conducting the interview for research purpose, he should be have that much of knowledge. Then he should the respect the curiosity about the interview. If that interviewer has a curiosity about your research, then your questions, then he should be explained, and he should be self restrained, as well as the interviewer should have a self discipline. Then to extent possible, there should be free flowing interview, because we are conducting the interview not for the job purpose. We are conducting for research purpose, and our main motive behind this is to get an answer, and without bias answers to our questions. Then only that will be the useful data for our further research. Then in case of big inquiries, the task of collecting information is to be accomplished by several interviewers. There should be an interview guide to be observed by all so as to ensure reasonable uniformity in respect to all salient points of the study. So this was about our some point to be considered while conducting the interview. Then again, there are some methods of interview. The first one is the interview method of collecting data involves presentation of oral verbal stimuli and reply in terms of oral verbal responses. So interview, we can say there is a oral verbal stimuli, and again the responses will be oral verbal responses. So first one, that is the personal interview. So personal interview methods requires a person known as the interviewer asking questions generally in a face to face contact to the other person or person. So personal interview means there is a face to face conversation, there is a face to face interaction. So there should be the face to face contact to the other persons. So that is a personal interview. Personal interview means there will be the face to face contact with the person. So the interviewer and interview, they have a face to face interaction. The interviewer asks the question to the interview, and he record the responses received from the interviewee. So this is a personal interview. We have always called I have a personal interview. So then in a personal interview, it is the method which is useful for the intensive investigation. If we want a intensive investigation, then this method is used. Again, in a personal interview, there are some subtype. The first one is structured interview. So structured interview means an interview in which the questions going to be asked in interview are pre-planned. So the list of questions going to be asked is made before starting the interview, and according to that questions, that responses is going to record. So that is a structured interview. Structured interview means all the questions are set before the start the interview. Then unstructured interview means the questions are not pre-planned. The interview, the questions going to ask in an interview are not pre-planned, and the on the spot questions going to ask. So when in this type of interview, the interviewer has a much freedom. He can ask any questions. Then in these questions, the getting a exact answer, may face a problem, because the subject may divert towards the another conditions. So in a unstructured interview, if the respondent given an answer, on that answer again there is a generation of new questions. So this is a unstructured type of interview. Then next one is focused interview. So focused interview is about focus attention on a given experience of the respondents and its effect. So there is a focus, the attention is given on a particular situation, on a particular topic, and on only that topic, on that there is a focus. So on that there is a number of questions on that situation. That is a focus interview. Under the focus interview, the freedom to decide the manner and sequence in which question will be asked, and has also the freedom to explore reasons and motives. So the main task of interviewer in case of focus interview is to confine the respondent to the discussion of issues with which he seeks conversions. So the main task of interviewer in the focus interview to stick on that situation and collect a response regarding that situation. Then another type of clinical interview. The next type is clinical interview. So it's concerned with broad underlying feelings or motivations or with the course of individual's life experience. The method of elicting information under it is generally left to the interviewer's discretion. So clinical interview means the interview which is regarding to the feelings and motivation of a individual life experience. So if it is a related to individual life, his motivation, his feeling, then that type of interview we called as a clinical interview. Then another type, that is a non-direct interview. So non-direct interview, the interview's function is simply to encourage the respondents to take about the given topic with a bare minimum of direct questioning. So interviewer often act as a catalyst to a comprehensive expression of the respondents' feelings and beliefs, and of the frame of reference with which such feelings and beliefs take on personal significance. That is a non-directive. Means interview techniques, major advantage and weakness of persons interviews can be enumerated in a general way, means non-directive. It don't has any direction. On the spot there is a generation of question, there is asking a question, and any way that topic is flow to onwards in the other way. So that is it is a non-directive interview. Then there are some advantages of interview method are more information. Through the interview method we can get a more information, and we can take a in-depth information for regarding particular topic. So the taking a information is depends on the skill of the interview. If the interviewer has a good skill, then he can get a good information, he can get a full interview. Then interview method is a more flexible. If we are seeking that the somebody is giving the wrong answer, then we can cross question. So there is a flexibility. There is a flexibility of asking question, even there is a flexibility of restructuring questions. So interview method is a flexible in nature. Even observation method can as well as apply to recording verbal answers to various questions. Then personal information can as well as be obtained easily under this method. So for getting a personal information, this is a good type to take a interview. And then sample can be controlled more effectively as there arise no difficulty. Suppose we are taking just like some methods we gone through in a last exercise, there are question are scheduled. So missing a control on respondent is very less in interview method. Even if we distribute the questionnaire, how many answers we'll get, we don't have any guarantee. But if we taking a interview, then there is a low chances of not receiving the responses. Even language, then ability, educational level of person interviewed, and such misinterpretation concerning questions can be avoided. Then another point, that is the weakness of the interview method. So there are also some weaknesses. That is it is a very expensive method, because making arrangement, then reaching to that person, it is a expensive way. Even there may be the possibility of biasness in the interview. The respondents may be biased, or the biased respondents may create a headache to the supervisors or control of an interview. So if the respondent sees a bias, then there will be the that will be the weakness. Then certain types of respondents, such as important officials or executive or people in high income groups, may not be easily approachable. So suppose our research is to at a higher level of management in the organization, so reaching to them and getting the responses from them is not that much of easy. So such type of cases, the interview method will be not that much of flexible. Even interview are time consuming method, because every respondent have to reach to the interviewer, and he has to collect the data, so it is a time consuming, even costly method. Then even there should be the organization or giving us trainings for a respondent to how to response and all this. So it is also the some of weakness. And if there will not create any proper rapport with the interview and interviewee, then it will not get a right information, then there will be the misleading of information. The another types of interview, that is a telephone interview. So telephone interview means a interview which going to conduct through the telephonic mode. So conducting through telephonic mode is known as a telephonic interview. So telephonic interview have some merits, that is it is a more flexible as comparing to mailing. It is more flexible compared to mail. It is a quick, then it is a cheaper, because direct interview or personal interview have a costly and time consuming, but the cheaper, the telephonic is a cost significant, as well as it also less time consuming. Even recall is easy, but in interview revisiting and retaking interview is not that much of easy. Then higher rate of response than what we have in mailing method. So in a telephonic interview we'll get a higher responses, then it can be more easily explained, then no field staff is required for taking an interview. And there are some demerits, that little time is given to respondent to consider answers. Interview period is not likely to exceed 5 minutes in most cases. So interview should be limited time. If we exceed it, then the respondent will not willing to give the answers. Then surveys are restricted to respondents who have telephone facilities. Yeah, it's very obvious. Then extensive geographical coverage may get restricted by cost. If we are calling to another country and in another region, then we have to take a consideration of the cost. It is not suitable for interview surveys where comprehensive answers are required to various questions. If our questions are open ended, then in that cases it will not be useful. If we have the close ended answer, then it is flexible, but if we have the open ended questions, then it will not that much of flexible. Then possibility of the bias of the interview is relatively more. Biasness is more because we don't have that much of time to explain the situation, explain the what our major purpose and all those. So there may be the chances of biasness, and questions have to be short and to be point. Probes are difficult to handle, so questions should be short, should be point to point, and that will be the get a right answer. So students, this was about our practical exercise number 3. So thank you for watching this video.